Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Coach Frank, and I just wanted to go over a few things. I'll have different short videos this year. We're in the year 2024, just to help you along, whether you're with my team or somebody else. And a lot of things I talk about aren't just my own. They're things that people have used and thought about for many years in baseball and softball, but I think they can help. So this one here is basically some hard truths that people need to think about, and it'll help you get through the tough times, the tough games, and help you understand the game a little bit. But number one, the game is played against a ball and really not against the other team. The other team pitches the ball. The other team receives the ball and throws it to try to get you out. But that ball is what is dictating really how successful you may feel or what you do. So if you hit the ball, you're trying to outrun that ball to first base because they're going to try to throw it. And as far as I know, there's nobody that's as fast as a thrown baseball. So remember, you're playing against the ball, not the other team. So hit the ball, get it away from you, get it out there and run, and then put the pressure on them. The best pitches, a lot of people try to get tricky, especially when you're younger and you're finally getting a pitch and you want to throw curveballs or crazy stuff. You don't have to do that. All you have to do is mix speeds and throw strikes. The best pitch in the ball game is still a strike, right? Because then you have an opportunity for that individual to miss the ball, right? Or you can strike them out, whatever it might be. But if you're walking people all around the bases, your team's at a huge disadvantage, right? But everybody throws balls. So if you're having one of those days, you're just not really throwing strikes, it's okay. Your coach will probably come and what they'll call, I don't know if they still do, but give you the hook, bring out, put somebody else in. It's right. Nobody's perfect, right? Errors come in pairs. So if I'm playing shortstop, the ball's hit to me and I fumble it, and the guy gets on first base, now everybody starts tightening up. And once you tighten up, I promise you, in most cases, if the ball's hit again or the catcher should have caught a third strike and it goes past him, by the way, it's not a dropped third strike. It's a pass or a not caught third strike. It's a little confusing, but that's technically what it is if I say that. But anyway, that usually will happen after somebody made an error in the field because people get frustrated, they get upset, and they kind of lose their brains a little bit. So as a team, if there's an error, it's okay to go, but then let it go. Next pitch. Every pitch is a different thing, a different sequence, okay? So don't wear onto that. Batting is hard, right? It is very hard. Don't worry about your average. Your job when you're at the plate is to get on base because the team with the most wins? The most runs, the highest score. So many people are so worried about having a great batting average and all these other things, you forget your job is to get on base. If you've got two strikes, choke up and shorten up your swing a little bit. Well, I work on my kids with that, but you got to think differently than with one strike. You can swing away, swing hard. Two strikes, you can still swing away. Or one strike, you can still swing away. Once you get that two strikes, now your job, you got to get on base. Put the ball in play or work a walk, either way. But a high batting average is not a bad thing. And by the way, your batting average isn't hurt if you walk, right? When you're up to bat, you got to think, what can I do to help my team, okay? So if I'm up there just trying to jack home runs over the fence, which in Little League it's pretty rare when somebody can, but if you're just trying to hit long pop flies and they're catching them, you're not helping your team. Hit good solid line drive, try to hit it up the middle, take that walk. If that pitcher that's throwing to you can't throw strikes, if the catcher doesn't catch a third strike, get down to first base. Do what you have to do to get on base and help your team. Or you might have to hit a long pop fly if somebody's on third and sacrifice yourself or drop a bunt so your team gets a run, right? That's helping your team. Team defense, think about this. Only limit that team to 3 outs, okay? If you make error and then you make another and you make another, next thing you know, you should have been out of inning But now you've given them an extra 3 outs. Well, now they've got 6 outs in an inning. It's hard to beat any team, no matter what level you're at, if they're getting that many outs in an inning. So, but it usually comes down to defense, not just pitching. It's defense, right? Let's see. What's the other thing I wanted to talk about? One and done. Try to stay out of the big inning. So if we're not making errors, then we're not going to give up that big inning. If we're throwing the ball around the plate and the catcher's receiving and catching that ball or blocking if it's a bad pitch and we're not out of control, then we can normally stay out of the big inning. And hopefully you got enough runs at the end of the game to win. Keep thinking about the double play. If you catch a pop fly, somebody's on first, throw it over there. So before the pitch is thrown, you'll want to think, if there's a runner on base and I get the ball, what can I do next? But I'll go over more with my team. We can have a long talk on that. But that's not what this video is about. Team offense. When you're at bat, it's team offense. Just like in football, you're on offense or defense. Same thing with baseball. People need to remember that. When you're up to bat, you are out there and your team, your whole team, not just you, is on offense. So remember that. I'm not hitting. I'm going up there and trying to help my offense. Try to limit your strikeouts. Okay? Pay attention to what you can and can't hit. Some people can hit that inside pitch better than the outside pitch. But normally during an at-bat, not always, but normally you're going to get that one pitch that you can really lace. So be ready for that pitch, okay? You'll have a better team if you're better on offense, offensively as a team, and you're getting less strikeouts as a team, okay? And the last one is put pressure on them. If you're on base and you're putting pressure on the other team, especially at the little league level, then that other team's going to have to make the plays or receive the ball, then throw it to wherever it's got to go to get you out. If you're constantly putting that ball in play, then you're constantly putting pressure on them. You're base running, you're stealing bases. That's how you yourself as an offensive team can have a big inning. So that's just a few things I wanted to talk about right there to help out. If you're bored, you want to listen to a little baseball talk. But I hope that helps everybody. You got to be smart as well as understanding what you need to do in baseball. A lot of people think just stand there until the ball's hit to you. Everybody should move on every play, and you should stay aggressive whether you're on offense or team defense. This is Coach Frank, and we will talk to you soon.